Hi, my name's Alan Bunneman, and I'm the VP of Marketing for Top Exum. We're going to be joined by Habib Musavi, our VP of Finance, and Stephen Bellamy, our VP of Operations here in a bit. We're here today to talk to you about Sesame's Delight. Sesame's Delight is a sesame-based food spread that we really think could make its mark on the U.S. domestic market. So what does that market look like? Lots and lots of opportunity. Currently a $3.9 billion a year industry, food spreads in the United States are looking to grow up to $6.5 billion in revenue by the year 2018. With that said, the consumer market would prefer and is looking for healthier alternatives to the current food spreads that are available today. That's where we come in. Our sesame food spread, Sesame's Delight, has a great creamy consistency that is comparable, if not better, than peanut butter. It's got a great flavor line. So we have our plain sesame, we have a coffee flavor, and we have a cocoa flavor. It's an organic-based food spread, and we're going to talk a little bit about how important that is to the consumer here in a bit. And then finally, it does have those healthy ingredients that consumers are looking for in their food spreads today, but aren't finding them. So first, the creamy consistency. This stuff, just like peanut butter, comes right out of the jar, creamy, smooth. You can put it right on bread. It's very, very consistent and has the same type of creaminess that you'll see in peanut butter, and it's actually far superior to what you're going to see out of Nutella. And like I said, our flavors, plain, cocoa, and coffee, all have a very similar, smooth, creamy profile. What about the ingredients? That's what we talked about the public was looking for. Well, you can put your multivitamins away. You can stop giving your kids processed vitamins in the morning. Make them a sesame spread sandwich. This stuff has got copper, it's got iron, it's got calcium, it's got manganese, it's got vitamin B1. It's got a host of ingredients and vitamins and minerals that you don't typically see in a food spread. It's a key advantage to sesame. It's also lower in saturated fats, which is a very, very important piece to any good, healthy diet these days. Now let's talk about the organic market. It's growing at 14% across the entire food market industry, which is about 6 times faster than the traditional food market industry is growing. Sesame Seed Delight, being an organic food spread, is going to be part of that growth. 81% of families currently partake in organic-based food items, but the real potential here is 18% of families make up nearly half of all organic spend right now in the general food market. That means there's still a lot of families out there that have only tried organic or aren't trying organic at all. A great tasting, healthy food spread like Sesame's Delight is going to penetrate that market, and it's going to grow with that market. So now, for some nuts and bolts around our business plan, I'm going to turn things over to Stephen Bellamy, our VP of Operations.
Good afternoon, gentlemen. Our primary customer segment, that is, family households with 1 or more children, currently comprises 56% of all U.S. households. More specifically, we are pursuing Gen X and Gen Y parents and their children. With these two generations comes a shift in eating habits. In fact, in an Acosta marketing study performed earlier this year, 51% of parents indicated they eat healthy foods despite the fact it's more expensive. Our own customer segment testing echoed the survey findings and affirms our belief we can successfully reach family households looking for a healthy alternative without compromising consistency or taste. Another promising discovery from our interviews was the fact 11 of 12 customers stated regardless of the budget, spreads remain a staple on the grocery list. This is in large part because of the vast array of application and ease of use. While we plan on using traditional food distribution channels and associated brokers to help us penetrate the market and facilitate product placement, we're also targeting a more direct, cost-effective approach with e-commerce as a primary channel and disruptive technology. In fact, research shows a growing trend among family households shopping for at least a portion of their food online. Of note, this trend among families is substantially higher than the 29% representing the average U.S. shopper. We will lean on trade shows and brokers to help penetrate brick and mortar establishments like Costco and Whole Foods, and will rely on a marketing media manager or firm to help establish e-commerce operations. The retail sales and expenses sheet displayed breaks down the cost assessment of our brick and mortar and e-commerce distribution channels for years 0 through year 3. Our B2B strategy models the industry standard. We will use brokers, trade shows, and taste events to help us establish traction. Once established, we will provide retail incentives and distribution promotions to help grow our B2B relationships. Regarding B2C strategies, we plan on using trade shows, taste test events, and a market media manager to kick up awareness. To keep and grow customers, we will offer a variety of things like in-store promotions and coupons, an online incentive program, and flavor varieties, etc. Of our 12 interviewed customers, 11 had tried new products based on social media or family or friend recommendation. We look to capitalize on used e-commerce and social media to exploit the fact, ideally creating an online buzz, establishing emotional brand equity with our customer segment. Our primary relationship will be with Iranian manufacturer Halma. By importing, we can focus on marketing and product launch while saving significant startup costs. In tandem, we will need a partnership with a broker. However, we want to limit the number of brokers, so one capable of retail and distribution is preferred, and our advisory board confirmed that's feasible. Another key partnership is the social media marketing manager. That'll be vital to our e-commerce push. Our final partnership includes firms like Amazon, Walmart, and Ritz, for example. We would like to establish partnerships with Amazon and Walmart to take advantage of their third-party sales, fulfillment centers, and business intelligence. A partnership like Ritz, which is inherently risky, will help us expand our product line and recognition. Who wouldn't love a chocolate cracker snack that's actually healthy? Sign me up. We have 6 key resources and activities to address initially. Each will be critical to establishing a successful launch, and each have been vetted by our advisory board for continuity and accuracy. As we've discussed a number of times already, one key resource will be the retail and distribution broker, and that partnership will be critical to our brick and mortar operations. As well, establishing contracted manufacturing operations with Halva at first, and then through a stateside firm is also critical. The final resource is straightforward, but we're currently looking to establish operations in a business-friendly state like Texas. Getting involved early and often in trade shows and taste testing events will be critically important to driving awareness, and along with that, we will need to shore up our IP. That is, the secret sauce and applicable trademarks. With that, I will turn it over to Habib Nasabi, our VP of Finance.
Hi, my name is Habib Musavi. Thanks to you, Stephen, and also Alan. I would like to focus on the financial parts of the project, including the revenue model and cost analysis. Before I start going through the figures, I should emphasize that our Sesame spread as a physical product is to be offered in a multi-sided market, as the payers and users in most of the cases are different, and also to be offered to a resegmented market where peanut butter and Nutella are present. It also worth mentioning that our pricing model will be on value pricing, by admitting that consumers should be willing to pay a premium for a healthy, organic, and tasty food spread. Okay, now let's see how can we possibly generate income out of the strategies and tactics validated by our gurus and customers. First of all, we are entering the market where peanut butter is selling $1.9 billion within US. And realistically, we target only 0.5% of the market share in the first year. Before we go to the first year, we should consider that in the launch year or testing phase or year 0, our revenue would be as minimum or as minimal as below $1 million, as we are focusing on market penetration, positioning, and awareness more than sales. However, we will minimize the cost through leveraging them to our main partner, Halva manufacturing company in Iran. We are sure that for the first year, we will have the significant growth of 400%, and it will be followed by 50 and 75 for the years 2 and 3. Due to the nature of food products and industry, our primary sales driver, especially when B2B is concerned, would be brick and mortars, as we start with 90% of the sales through this channel for the launch year, and will lower it to 85, 75, and 65% within upcoming years, as we are targeting to focus on e-commerce channels starting from 10% and increased by 15, 25, and 35% as we grow. Therefore, our revenue, considering the allowances, expenses, and sales for our primary channel, would start from around $1 million for year 0 and around $10.5 million for the end of year 3. The figures for online sales would be from $152,000 up to around $850,000. The breakdown details have been given in the appendix. Now let's talk about costs to operate our business. With regards to the fixed and variable costs, if we choose lease option versus buying the office building, we can minimize the front office costs into $200,000 in years 0 and 1. When costs of goods sold are concerned, assuming the fact that we choose importing rather manufacturing, we can avoid the large costs of capital expenditures related to manufacturing, which was estimated $15 to $20 million before. Hence, freight and transportation, which is around 35 cents per unit, after the cost of importing goods, which is around $2.5 per unit, are the highest costs to happen. However, the cost of imports will be substituted by the cost of contract manufacturing, which is around $2.2 per unit if we started from year 2. Here we should consider the operating expenses and profit. As estimated and shown, the staff salaries are the greatest annual cost, starting from $500,000 up to $1 million. Comparing the operating costs with the net income within launch or year 0, a predictable loss will happen to us. But as product visibility and awareness grows, profit turns positive with an excellent yo-yo growth. Worth mentioning that much of our growth is driven by e-commerce with its lower and decreasing operation expenses. Therefore, considering all the factors, it's worth investing in this project. Thanks. Alan, over to you.
So thanks, Habib and Stephen, for the nuts and bolts of the business plan. In conclusion, we're really looking for consumers to open Sesame. We believe our Sesame's Delight is going to be a food spread that has a real impact on the market. It has some of the best attributes of peanut butter in terms of creaminess and consistency and flavor, and it has some of the best positives of tahini in terms of nutritional value and being a sesame-based product that's organic. But it doesn't come with some of the negatives of those two food spreads. You can legitimately go out and make a sesame spread and sesame spread sandwich because of the flavor product lines that we're going to introduce. This really is a product that is meeting a consumer need at the right time when the overall industry is taking off in food spreads. So for us, the feasibility study is a go. We walked through the financials with you. Those are all very, very solid. We talked about our consumer and customer relationships. We feel really good about the usage of brokers and being able to really needle in on e-commerce and the club channel. There's really not a drawback to investing in bringing Sesame spray to the U.S. domestic market. We're really looking forward to seeing what this product can do once it gets onto U.S. shelves. So with that, we feel like the value proposition matches very cleanly with a huge market opportunity and a consistent consumer need that was brought to our attention during this process. So we say, let's do this. Let's make this happen. Let's bring Sesame's delight to the U.S. population. Thank you.